Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to add authentication to your Laravel projects in just a few minutes using Laravel Breeze. So let's take a look at what we're going to build today. We will add this nice looking dashboard. We will have a profile page just like this with update profile information, update password, and delete account functionality with a modal as well. You will also have obviously login, register, as well as forgot password, right? So all of those we will add in just 5 minutes. So let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, guys. So in order to install Laravel Breeze, you need to make sure you first create a fresh Laravel installation. I'm using Laravel 10 as of right now when I'm recording this video. So make sure you have a fresh Laravel installation. If you have an existing project, there may be some code conflicts and it might break your project. So it's going to be hard to debug. So the recommended way is to always use a fresh installation. And I have mine right over here. Next up, you need to go to the Laravel Breeze website or the Starter Kits website on the Laravel documentation. I will have the link in the description, or you can go to the Laravel documentation on the Laravel website, click on documentation, and then under getting started, there is going to be a section called Starter Kits, okay? Or you can just search Starter Kits in the search bar over here. And then now you're on the Laravel Breeze installation. And then just over here, select Laravel Breeze, scroll down, and under installation, there's going to be a composer command. So first step is we need to actually require Laravel Breeze. So let's go ahead and copy this, move to our project, open up your terminal and paste that in and hit enter. This will go ahead and install or require Breeze for us. While that is happening, the next step, guys, is we actually need, in order to install Breeze, we need to run a PHP artisan command over here. PHP artisan breeze install. We can copy this or we can type this in. So the requiring is done. So let's go ahead and run that. PHP artisan breeze install. Type that in or copy paste it in. Hit enter. And I have a typo here, artisan. Now after you do that, it will ask you which stack you would like to use. And this is going to be for your front end stack. Okay, so you have the option of using Laravel Blade, which is basically the default templating language for Laravel. You can use React, you can use Vue.js, or you can use APIs. Now, these three bottom options are going to be a bit more advanced. So if you already know how to use inertial.js, you probably already know how to use Breeze. So this video is not going to be applicable to you. But for majority of you, you're going to be using Laravel Blade. So hit Blade. If you don't know which one to use, just select Blade. That's the best option. Then it will ask you if you'd like to have dark mode support. If you like dark mode, hit yes. If not, click no. I like dark mode, so I'm going to hit yes. Then it will ask you for your testing framework. If you don't know about testing, just select PHP Unit. If you do, pick the version you want. I'm going to just select PHP Unit for now for testing purposes. And then it will go ahead and copy all the files that are related to your authentication to your project. So if you guys now look, we have a new auth.php. Inside our routes, we have a bunch of new routes added to our project. You should see something like this, which wasn't there before. If you look at our controller, now we should have a new auth folder, a profile controller. So it moved all the files related to the authentication back over here. And then same for the resources. Now we have a bunch of new files. We have a dashboard file. We have profile, auth. I will show you guys those in a second. So let's go back to our project. Let's do reload. And now you should see the login and register page. Okay, so there is one more step, and now we need to go ahead and actually migrate our database. So in order to migrate the database, first you need to make sure you set up your database configuration inside your .env file. Okay, so go ahead and set this up. I'm on local development, so I'm going to be using the root user for my database. After you have done that, go ahead and run php artisan migrate. And this will go ahead and migrate your database, and that's actually going to be the final step. Now, there is one additional step, which is going to be compiling our front-end assets. Now, when you actually install require Breeze, I believe it by default actually runs this for you. But let's go ahead and do it one more time. So let's go ahead and do npm install. It should probably tell me it's already installed. Yes, it is, because I think composer require does that. And then you can do npm run dev, and this will basically compile your asset live as you update them, okay, using Vite. Now, if you don't want to update them live, you can do npm run build, and this will just compile them for production one time, and that will be it, right? So we have both those options. For now, we're not going to be updating the front end, so I'm not going to be touching it. Okay, so now that we have that, let's go ahead and create a user and test it out. I'm going to click on register, test, test at test.com, some random user. Let's give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Click on register. And boom, we are now registered as any user. So this is the dashboard that Breeze provides by default. All of these are customizable. And this is going to be our profile page. And you can also log out, okay? It also comes with a modal actually. So if you want to use a modal, it comes with it as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the files, guys. Now, if you'd like me to make a video about customizing Breeze, let me know in the comments. I will definitely do that. But today I'm just going to show you guys the files if you're interested. So under controllers, this is going to be majority of the logic. There's going to be a profile controller, which controls everything in this profile page. Okay, so we have basically one route to view this page, which is going to be edit, right? And it's loading the view from profile edit, and it's getting the user from here. We have an update, and this is going to be controlling this update over here, right? So whenever I'm calling this, it's actually running this update method over here. And if you want to customize it, you can come over here and do it over here. So let's say I go here and say dd hi and click on save. We see hi, right? So if you want to customize it, just come over here and update these files. Then the destroy is obviously for deleting the user, okay? So if you want to update any functionality, you can come over here and do it over here. And then on the auth folder, we're going to have basically a controller for every, I think, corresponding authentication action, okay? So there is one for password reset link. There is one for verifying email, one for registering a user, okay? So if you want to add a new field to your registration, you can actually come over here and update the controller here, right? So instead of email name, maybe you want to add, I don't know, a username. You can actually come over here, update the validation rule, and also store it on your database, okay? If you guys like, I can make a separate video about customization for sure. Today, I just want to give you guys an overview. So these are basically where all the controllers are, and they have very good naming. You can easily tell what each of them does. Now, in terms of routes, let's open up our web.php file. As you guys can see, it's going to define your dashboard over here, and in order to make sure a route is protected or is only shown to authenticate a user, you need to give it this middleware auth verified. So the auth makes sure the user is logged in, and then the verified is for email verification if you want to enable it. By default, it's not enabled, but you can enable it as well. And then there are basically, these are the profile pages, and then there is auth.php, and this auth.php has all the login, register, verify, email, all those routes are defined here. I want to say 99% of time, you probably don't need to modify this, okay? Like for me, it's rarely that I actually modify the functionality, except for the update and register page. But for verification or things like that, I don't really touch it that much. And then for the views, obviously you're going to have this auth here for all the authentication pages. Okay, so let's say we pick register, and maybe you want to have a username. We can easily add that. Just copy a section here and basically add it. Okay, so I'm going to say username. And as I mentioned before, guys, if you like, I can make a separate video about it. Right, so you can actually easily update these views. Okay, so let's log out and let's check out register page. Now we have a username, right? Now the spacing is a bit wrong. Maybe we can add some more margin over here. Why not? Something like this. Still not working. Yeah, we need to add margin over here. Let's do this. And let's make this username. And so if you want to update the views, you just come over here, find the view, and add your additional HTML. Now, by default, Breeze does use a Laravel Blade components, so that's something you need to know. All of these X input, whatever, they are Blade components, and they are located under this components folder. Okay, so for example, here we have X input label. This X is just a prefix for Laravel Blade component, so it doesn't really mean anything. It just tells you that it's a Blade component, and then the actual name of the component is an input label. So under components, just look for input label. Where is it? It's over here, right? Input label. So if you want to customize it, you can just come over here and update its classes, right? So let's say by default, it has no background. Okay, let's say I would like to give it a background. I can say BG, let's say gray 500, something like that. Let's do a reload. And now the label has a background. It looks very ugly, but I just wanted to show you guys how you can update these. Just come over here and update these components. Now, if you want to change it to Bootstrap, again, that's how you would do it. You would come over here and get rid of all these Tailwind CSS classes and replace them with your, Bootstrap equivalent CSS class, okay? So, and there is a lot of them, but you can do them one by one in one sitting. It shouldn't take you that long, maybe 20 minutes, 10 minutes. And that's it, guys. So all the views are over here for the authentication. There is one for layouts. So this is going to be basically this dashboard over here. So let me go ahead and log in one more time. So if you want to update the dashboard, this is basically the main layout file. You can come over here and update it here. So that's quite easy to do. And maybe I want to change the background to something else. I can come and do it over here. As you can see, the background color changed a little bit. Let's make it a bit darker. Now, one thing to keep in mind, now that I have updated this CSS, you actually need to recompile the assets, right? So let's say you update these Tailwind CSS. What you need to do is you need to go ahead, npm run build. This will go ahead and build it. So right now I'm using till 500. I need to actually compile my assets to include this CSS class. Now, if I reload, I should see till 500. If you want it to happen live as you're typing in, just do npm run dev. And this will go ahead and kind of run a server and automatically check for changes and compile it as you guys change it up. So if instead of teal, I go, I don't know, yellow, as you can see, page reload, it will update it live. Okay, so you can do that as well if you guys want to update the existing Tailwind CSS classes. All right, so that's basically how you update the layout. And if you want to update the navigation, you want to keep that in, there is a file called navigation.blade. You can come over here and also add new links. Okay, so there is an xnav link. You can copy that, maybe add a new link and copy it properly. And maybe instead of dashboard, do YouTube, something like this. And let's do a reload. And now we have a YouTube. Actually, I didn't even need to reload. I think it auto reloads for me. So let's add one more. And yeah, as you can see, because we have this npm run dev, it's auto reloading my page for me. So I don't even need to reload, which is very nice. And that's it, guys, for today's video. So if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment section below. If you want me to make a video on customizing, adding a new column, things like that, let me know. I will also make that video. And that's it. Next video, I'm going to cover Jetstream. Have a great day, guys. Bye.